All right. I think we are live. There's probably just a delay before it syncs with X and YouTube. Yeah. All right, so let's get started. Bismillah. Just gonna close this and let's get started. So, yesterday I ended the stream with us launching this massive create 70 tools prompt. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Yeah, this was because it stopped due to rate limit, but it only stopped once, and I was pretty impressed. So yeah, this is the prompt. So we asked Claude Code to generate a massive like 70 tools, and you can see here it has done it successfully. You see this is a timestamp converter, random number generator. These are like the icons for the tool. This is a text diff. So it's really impressive. PDF to JPEG, JPEG to PDF, JSON diff, JSON to XML. So yeah, I mean it has done a really good job. Well, for the icons at least. Now we should probably go and test. Let me put this right here. Yeah. Yeah, so let's refresh the page, and it's starting with an error. So compress PDF. So does this file exist? Let me just switch this like this. So it's telling us that routes, PDF tools, compress PDF, route.jsx doesn't exist, but we can see that it does exist. Maybe we can start by refreshing Vite and restarting the... it's looking at maybe like a absolute path. So listen, we're just gonna restart the dev server and maybe it will magically... Okay, we have new errors now. So this is probably a dependency that a specific tool needs and it couldn't find it. Mm. Hmm. So you see this is coming from pdf.js. Maybe it's in this file. So let's search for this error. Okay. All right, so this explains the problem. but we're running it in um, in the client side, not the server. So why is it still complaining? Maybe we should import it dynamically. Yeah. Okay. So uh, so let's think a little bit. Maybe we can just try changing this to, yeah, we can add like some kind of worker, like a loader, I mean. Um, yeah, we can, yeah, we're gonna do something much easier, and it's gonna be to load it here. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but because this is client side, will Vite and React Router automatically convert this to an actual dynamic import. So let's do something. Is it like this? Yeah. So if it doesn't exist, then load it dynamically. Let's see if that works. Yeah, we still have the same error. Um, I'm in PDF.js. Yeah, so we're also using it here, but the error is really coming from the tool.js here. So is it possibly coming from here, pdf.jpg? I don't think so, but pdf to JPEG, and we're just gonna do like something like this, and just look at what's happening here. Okay, so it does feel like now the problem has moved. So yeah, this is the downside of generating 70 tiny websites or tiny tools in one shot. It's that they all need to be debugged at the same time. So for this, we're going to use the same technique I've just used, even though I haven't tried it yet. So let's assume it's going to work and see later. And here, we import it dynamically. Okay, now we have this new error. JS is a common JS monument, not support. Okay, so this is probably another tool. JS Beautify, developer tools, HTML formatter, and JS formatter. So the issue seems to be coming from here. So let's look at that library. The web library, Node.js. Maybe we were missing this. Okay, so we can just do this normally. HTML files. Okay, so this is the default one. And then we have .html. So let's do something like this. And we're gonna look into that later. So same here. Yeah, this is the source of the problem. So the instructions were bad. Okay, now let's refresh again. Okay, so now at least the website works, so there's no syntax error or major issue that blocks everything. And honestly, I really like it. Actually nice. This is a cool icon. PDF split. So it splits, it cuts the PDF. I really like it. It really makes, oh, this one is really cool too. I really like the icons, to be honest. So this is the first batch of tools, and we're gonna have to try them, especially the ones that we had to do like to correct. Um, so compress PDF. All right. Let's put this one 256. Here we have an issue here. So the file picker should have a margin bottom. Oh yeah, I need to walk, by the way. I haven't walked yet today, so let's do that. Just move my desk up. This. Okay. And yeah, I also set up the site on my VPS. So I think we're gonna do that too as well. Yesterday I walked 8 miles in total. All right. Okay, so here we have this this PDF file, compression, let's do high, compress, and it failed. It just sent a form, submitted a form or something. What happened? Oh, one thing that I completely ignored so far is making the website responsive. This was probably a mistake. Should have done something about it much sooner, but it's fine. We're gonna figure it out. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna figure it out later. All right. So here we have an issue. You put a file. It's 252. You put high, and when you click on the compress button, what happens? Let's check. Ah, now it's working. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. 197 kilobytes actually. Um, I mean, the size it has given here is not the size that it's showing me on Finder. Um, so that's odd. It's 202,000 bytes. Mm, I mean, this is not like a massive problem because even here, like the 252 kilobytes is smaller than the 258 kilobytes. So is there maybe a problem with the way it calculates the size? Maybe. And I don't know, maybe I'm just wondering why it didn't work the first time. Okay, now it's working. Okay, this compression quality low. Okay. Yeah, this is very counterintuitive because I thought high would like compress higher, but it's actually the opposite. It's fine. We can tweak these things one at a time. PDF to JPEG. So this is a multi-file PDF resolution. This is really cool. Even generates the preview, of course. All right. This is great. Let's do 180. And how many files does it have? It has 2 files, so let's do only the second page. I mean, let's do 90. And yeah, you see this should be 90 counterclockwise, but okay. I don't know. It's maybe just a question of taste. Uh, yeah. Um, this is not like great because it's still keeping the page is still portrait. So I will have at some point, like right now, I'm just gonna focus on ensuring that there's no errors and the tools work. But at some point, I will have to really like tweak these tools and improve them. So I'm probably gonna make like a massive to-do list where I test them one by one. I put my comments and I just send everything to Claude Code, and it's gonna make all those changes for me. Let's add some space. So, yeah, trim space. Is it sensitive? Yeah, it's doing like its thing. Yeah, this is not the most useful tool, but like it's probably going to be more useful something like sort CSV file or sort JSON, and you select a field or a column, and it's going to sort based on that column. But here it is. But it's sorting based on what? Yeah, it's not sorting. It's sorting based on the first column, so it's not like. Wait, are we still in? Yeah, we are still in sort lines. Okay. Okay. Ah, nice. So it's assuming we're gonna have a color header, a header like name num va. So here we're sorting by the num. Is it assuming that it's a number? No. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. But what if we do this? No, it's always assuming that it's a number. So what if we do this? All right. So it's assuming. It's assuming it's when it's a number, it compares numbers, and when it's a string, it as if it compares everything as a string, which makes sense. Yeah, I mean it's actually really cool. Yeah, it works really well. I like it. This is great, to be honest. Let's take this CSV to JSON. And I like the fact that you can have like both options. I mean, the UI could be better. Maybe like here we could have used a tab system. So file, paste, something like this. Is it me, or is it that when I click on these buttons, it doesn't work? Like, Okay, so this is like a different issue, but okay, so let's focus on this error now. You need to load it first. It's not found, you need to load it first. And when you refresh, it actually works. So it only fails when you're navigating from one page to the other. So let's not forget to go to the JS formatter and test it, and the HTML one too. And here we wanted to test the code highlighter or editor. Okay, so it's probably this line. May need to load it first. So let's go back to, this is create highlighter. Maybe it's the code highlighter? No, I think it's really coming from here. Let's do maybe some login and see what happens. A, B, and C. Let's see where the error happens. Okay, so we don't even get it here. So it's Monaco. Okay, so it's definitely not the highlighter. So that's confirmed because the error does refer to Monaco. So it's probably here. But how come we're not even seeing this console, these logs? So code editor. So this is coming from here. Ah, so maybe this is the problem. So before it mounts, so before this even happens, Monaco probably tries to load a default theme, and that theme is called light, which is why we're not seeing GitHub light or GitHub dark. And maybe that's what's failing. But why is it calling Shiki? Because we haven't used Shiki yet anywhere here. So unless, does Monaco already use Shiki by default? No. That's very odd. Okay, let's go back here. Let's look at this closely. So ABC. So this is when it's normally loads. And then it just fails. So whenever the editor will refresh, of course, we're going to see new logs for D. But when you click here, it does call D a few times, and then it fails. But it never calls handle map. I feel like, as I remember, there was like some handle and handle unmount, or I don't know how it's called. Let's focus on this library. Okay. So this one doesn't use the React version of Monaco. It just uses the core. It creates the highlighter, registers languages, runs, and then the editor is created. Yeah, but we want the React version. Ah, let's look at this library. So this is for like a workspace, which is not something that we need right now. Um, all right, so let's maybe try this route. Maybe we can even leverage this workspace feature. because right now the only issue with it is that it doesn't seem like it's a React component like natively. So add. So let's try this. I'm going to create a new conversation. All right. Um, let's try with this. All right, makes sense. So it's gonna use it, but once again, it's not a React component, so it's gonna generate it or load it using useRef and useEffect. So yeah, normally it has finished. So let's refresh. Yeah, now we lost the styling that we had set up before, which is fine. We can still make some corrections to that. Mm, okay, so you see this makes sense. So, I mean, the editor works. Now we just need to, well, let's click here. So it does work even when we change the pages. All right, so the theme was not found. So it's probably using like a light version of, where is it? Monaco editor, modern Monaco. Okay. But we need to load the theme somehow. So it says that it's loading them from esm.sh, but because here it's a default, yeah, GitHub Dark is a default theme, so it should be able to load it. So maybe here. All right, Bismillah. Perfect. All right, so it's all fixed. I think I had like, I made like a a correction before about that bug we had. We can remove it. Yeah. Where was it? It was line numbers, this one. Oh, no, it's coming back. Okay. So let's put it back. All right. So this is good. Let's ensure that we do not have like those old dependencies. Let's just remove them. I think we don't need this anymore. Or am I wrong? We don't need this anymore. We just need, how is it called? Modern Monaco. Yeah, we just need modern Monaco. So let's remove those dependencies. Let's just create a new one. So let's remove this. Let's remove this. We're going to keep React Shiki because we're using it in the code highlighter. Where is it? Yeah. So let's just remove these. Let's refresh to make sure that it's still working, even with these dependencies removed. And it's not working. Ah, it's working. All right. Okay. So, so we tried a few things. Let's now focus on those modifications we made. I think it was the JavaScript beautifier. HTML formatter. You see, there's a problem with links because whenever I click on something, it doesn't work the first time. Let's copy this HTML. Ah, where's tabs? All right. This is good. It's really good, actually. Let's do JavaScript formatter. So these are going to be like the settings, the tweaks, the to-do list that I'm going to make, where I'm going to ask to add, for example, tabs and things like that. Let's take a random file, like, I don't know, something like this, but not minified. Put it here, and it doesn't work. Ah, it just takes time. Okay. So this is also something that needs to be tweaked. So maybe show that loader animation. All right, so let's commit a few things here. First, I modified the code editor. And with that, I removed these. So stage selection. And this one too. Is it working? Why isn't it working? Let's just open it. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, now it's working. Okay. So here we to use, perfect. And we did create, let me look at that diff tool, text diff checker. You see, once again, I clicked and it just failed. It just redirected to the home page or something. Let me refresh. If I do diff and I click, okay, now it's working. Okay. So you see here, it's using input checkbox. This is something that needs to be corrected ASAP. Okay, so here it's good. Sort lines, barcode generator. Okay, but oh, this is a radio button. It's not a checkbox. Ah, all right. All right, so this needs to be resolved. But first, let's just do a diff. Let's take some random stuff. Ah, nice. Very interesting. Now, I would make some changes. I would make some changes here because this is not formatting it as code. Yeah, but at the same time, it's not code, it's a text. But this is the same thing anyway. Okay, so it has to be JSON. Yeah, I think it should be code. You see, for example, here for parsing JSON, it should use JSON 5. It's gonna add. All right, so let's make some changes, okay? I'm gonna go back to the original conversation and I'm gonna ask it a few things. So first, wait, didn't want to run it right away. Okay. So implement radio selector, make it use a consistent and coherent style, similar to the pixel art styling that is being used throughout the site. Okay. Okay, that's the first thing. Go through all the radio inputs in the project and convert them into this new element. Okay. Whenever you use or you parse JSON, user input, you should ideally use JSON 5. JSON 5 is basically, it's parsing JSON, but it doesn't mind if there are like tiny errors, or if it's like more like a JavaScript code. So for example, here it won't mind that you have like an extra comma. You will be able to add like some comments and things like that. Okay. Gonna ask it. Tabs. This is image to base64. Yeah, you see, I clicked on it and it refreshed the page instead. Maybe the problem is that we're using like links instead of the actual link element. So let's look at that. No, we're using a link element. This is very odd, and it's the type of issues that might take time to resolve and figure out. So let's start with the, okay. So let's make these changes, and at the same time, I'm just going to commit what we've done so far. So bulk generated 70 tools with Claude Code. And you can see like the whole purpose of me writing that skill and you see, ensuring that we have like a consistent and a coherent setup for our tools allows us now to like generate tools so easily. Like the images are all coherent and consistent throughout the website. This is image color picker. And then what? So this one doesn't work. So this one needs correcting. Yeah, raw base64 without prefix. This is a data URL, which is nice. Is this code or is it just a text area read-only? Okay. Is there an error in the console? No. Let's investigate. So here we have displayed. And displayed never gets... Yeah, this is not exactly what we wanted. Color from RGB. Yeah, this is not what we wanted. And yeah, this tool seems to be buggy. I'm just gonna ask it to review it. Review the image color picker tool. It has issues when an image is selected. Nothing happens. And let's queue it. Wait, what happened? 90 degrees left. So it should do this. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's actually working, but it's just doing like a very harsh okay, it's fine. Flip vertically, flip horizontally. Okay. So this just needs, like, once again, I'm gonna ask it to make more changes. I'm gonna do a massive to-do list for these changes. Yeah, you see, this one is a little bit redundant. Yeah. Yeah, because we already have like the image converter, but why not? Output format, yeah. It's fine because they can still rank uh, on search engines. So it's not the end of the world. So we have PDF besides image. All right. I will at some point implement, maybe try to listen to JavaScript errors in the console. So I might make some uh, some script that runs in the background of the website, and whenever there's an error in the console, it might report it to me, and that way, because it's very difficult to test everything and ensure that everything works, because we're generating these so fast, and this is really nice. This is really nice. Random number generator. I don't know if it's using the cryptographically safe random generator or if it's just using mat random. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's using mat random. It's fine. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, this one should be automatic. You shouldn't have to like click on generate password every time, but still, it works well. $64 is overkill, but okay. Should maybe limit it to 40. All right. Um, the verification should be made automatic. Ah, oh no, it's the opposite. My bad. Okay. Match. Okay. Nice. All right. So I think we can trust the system that most tools work properly. Let's go to the image picker, color picker. Okay. And now you hover and you can click. It doesn't support, yeah, it doesn't support, alpha values. Okay. So anyway, for now, we're just gonna get moving with this. I'm not gonna spend all the time to make all the little adjustment for each and every tool, but yeah, so I think we have a very good starting point. I will be generating many, many more tools than the 70 tools that we have right now. And this is what's nice about making these structured prompt and making these skills that will allow us to make the work much easier. I wanted, yeah, the div tool, I wanted to just double check. Okay, nah. Yeah, this is, I don't like it. Let's do fit content. Okay. So radio group. Radio group. And now when we hover, what happens? I think the border moves everything. Okay, whoop, what's happening? Clicked on the wrong button. Okay, so here, when it's hovered, yeah, I think it's the default styling that messes with it. Is it? Here, border right. Yeah, I think it's the transform here. All right, so instead of a button, maybe we can just use a span and solve this much faster. No, it's worse. No, let's refresh. Okay, now it's actually good. It would be better if we do inherit some styling from the button. So let's manually get these styles. Okay, so for example, the heading, the font family, and the font size, font weight. Okay, let's start with this. Okay. Yeah, we have font size. The font size is already there. Font family, font weight, letter spacing. Okay. Okay. Now it makes a lot more sense. So let's keep it like this. What's happening here? Yeah, here it's using JSON 5. Yeah, so this is the for here. Let's take that JSON like before, tools. Let's copy this. Ah, yeah. 72. That's odd. And now it's also converting like these spaces into oh no, it's just because the original file has a lot of tabs. If we do this, okay, yeah. Now let's do something like this. Okay. I'm gonna ask it to, yeah, it's already using this font family, font mono. So this font doesn't exist, which might explain why. Let's do something like mono space. Shiki. Where's the list of themes? Or languages? Okay. Is there like a playground or something? It's fine. We're just gonna ask it to we're just gonna ask it to use the code highlighter. Use code highlighter with diff as the language. Ah, yeah, but it won't necessarily work. Ah, yeah, diff is gonna highlight the changes, something like this. Is that what we want? Maybe. Let's try. Diff format and use. Okay, let's see if this makes sense. It would be nice if these fields are a little bit bigger, or at least if you can resize them. Yeah. Okay. So once this will finish, what I'm gonna do is focus on the categories table pages, and what I'm gonna do is ask it to generate like beautiful pixel art heroes for these pages. Put links here. And for the icon, I'm not really sure. Should we like generate another image like this? I feel like it's gonna be like an overkill. Maybe we can leave these icons as is, but just update these pages to make them look prettier. In the meantime, I will be fetching what we have done on the live server. And for that, I'm going to create a let's first build it. So here, I'm going to build the production code. This is on the server, on the VPS, and we're connected remotely. And I've just fetched the latest changes, not yet committed those, but I have just fetched. Yeah, I need to do npm install. Let's look at the diff tools. Where are they? Data tools, JSON. Broke again, but it's fine. Yeah, this looks nicer, I believe. Okay. But yeah, it broke this the code editor. Now we can run build, and at the same time here, let's put this full screen. Yeah, so it broke the code editor. What happened? Is it maybe like, yeah, I think it's just a loading issue because it's loading like the theme dynamically, which is honestly not like my favorite way of doing things. Okay, at least it's loading it. At least it's loading it. Yeah, here. From locally, so it's not using like a remote server or something. But yeah, it's not ideal. But it's fine. It's working, and we're in dev mode, so those glitches can happen sometimes. Okay, so here it has built. We can do run. I use usually a tool called PM2 to run all my servers or my my websites on the production server. And what it does is, let me show you. What it does is it keeps them running. It's a free open source tool. And yeah, it keeps them running. It watches for changes if you want them. So you, like, if you, for example, modify the script, it's gonna reload the script or the Node.js instance that's running it. And if it fails, it's gonna restart it automatically. If the server reboots, it's gonna restart and everything automatically. So this is great to have like a robust server where the websites are restarted and kept alive automatically. So I'm going to show you like the setup I'm going to do for it later. But for now, we're just going to run it normally. So npm run, is it start? Yeah. And normally, now, if we go to Tiny-Online.Tools, it's working. So I noticed that the images are slow to render. So I will have to use something to minimize them, because yeah, it doesn't make sense that an icon would take so much time. I might use the Cloudflare image transforms setup and call it a day. But other than that, we can see that it's working. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna focus on making those category pages. I'm also gonna commit everything here. So here we have added a radio component. Okay, here the code editor, we've changed the settings. Here for the color picker, let's double check it. Oh, not this one. This one. Ah, I haven't pushed the changes yet, so let's try it on the local server. So image tools, color picker. Nice. It automatically uses hex when the color is uh, is uh, is not transparent, is opaque, and as soon as you start using like an opaque, like a transparent image, it adds the alpha channel, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, perfect. So let's commit all of these. So here, um, okay. All right, and now let's just commit all the rest of the changes. Perfect. Okay, let's go back here. This is the live server, and let's pull. Okay, so let's cancel this. Let's pull. I will be working directly on the server instead of doing this going back and forth between local host and the remote server. And let's rebuild. And let's start the server 2. You see here, I'm using this port. It's because I've set up Nginx to, whenever it receives requests for this domain name, for this host, it's going to redirect them to this port. And it's acting as a reverse proxy. So let's refresh. This is still localhost. And yeah. This is a glitch. Anyway, I'm gonna probably remove this live color later because we don't need it. I mean, maybe we're gonna need it, but yeah. Okay. So now let's attack the categories thing. For how long have I been streaming so far? Don't want to make these streams too long. Oh, nice! I'm starting to get some views. So we're already at 1 hour and 23 minutes. Yeah. So all right, so now we're going to focus on the category pages. And then I'm going to put here like a search bar. And probably I'm going to put an on-off button for the dark mode, just because it's fun. So let's get started with this. So I'm going to update the skill.md for the tool creator. And I'm going to add a section about creating new categories. As much as possible. Try to fit, but if you need to question, make sure you follow the same structure. All right. Yeah, this is a specific handle. Okay. When you create a category, you also need to create a banner image for it. Battery. Right. The image should be a landscape. No, we don't need to mention that, because when you call, you don't need to mention that. So I'm just gonna update this script like this to generate category images, banners. Call the script like this. It will generate the category image under, okay, in the banner property. Okay. I mean, this is not necessary, because if we know the handle of the category, we don't need like to generate a handle, like a if we already have the handle of the category, we don't need like the path to the category image. We can deduce it. So, but still, I think it's good practice to keep that field like that. Okay. So I'm gonna then update the categories image page, and for now we're gonna update this script. So icon generator, and already 3 miles, 3.6 miles. So let's not tire ourselves. I'm gonna be on to the breath. All right. And I'm back. All right. So here the handle is gonna become optional. So let's ask Claude to make these changes. I don't want to pollute the main conversation with this, so this is why I'm creating a new one. Update the icon generator.js script. It should now allow both with a tool handle and without. With the tool handle should lead to the same logic as now. Without the tool handle, you should instead generate a category banner. It should be so for the size, GPT image 1 mini. Where is it? Should we go? Where's the reference? This doesn't work. Yeah, image generation. So this is the size that we're going to target. It should be a image. For this one, we're going to use high quality. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overlay, I believe, this text on top of this massive image. Let's see something first. So this is, yeah. All right, so let's take this and let's give it aspect ratio like this. So it's going to look like this, which is pretty big. I think we should make it like a little bit more, like we should reduce the height. Something like this is reasonable. And we're going to do that with CSS. But we're going to do that later, okay? But my point is when it's going to generate this image, we should think where are we going to overlay this text? Should it be like something here in the bottom? That way, if the image contains like a lot of elements, we won't have to like it will still look good. If this text is here at the bottom, it won't be over that content. The issue here is that GPT image doesn't allow us to make like custom sizes for the images. So um, I should mention something about this, but it shouldn't be done here. This is just the script that generates the image. And I'm gonna ask it to, the file should be named like this. Okay, so this will modify this. In the same time, in the skills, here in the prompt, you should try to make the image visually appealing and try to, how can I say, let's just go with and ensure that the main content is centered and not too close to the top and bottom edges, since the image would be cropped. Okay, is this true? 3 by 1? No, it's 2 by 1. So make sure to pin in when making the prompt. Because the skill generates the prompt and calls the script that will generate the image. So normally this is done, yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna ask it, I'm gonna go back to our main conversation, and I'm gonna ask it, go through all categories and generate a banner for them. Read the tool creator skill that explains how to generate category banners. And I think that's it. So this will take care of generating the banners. I didn't mention that. Let's go to tools. Let's add something like banner. Banner, yeah, it's reading it. Ah, I made the change a little bit too late. It's fine if I don't put it everywhere. It's still gonna understand the what I mean. Okay, so while it's doing that, I'm gonna start working on the categories page. And where is it? Here. And I'm gonna ask it. We're gonna remove this icon. And we're gonna go to the site.css. Search for it. Okay, aspect ratio. Let's do 2:1. Background image. Can you use attribute here? Okay. This is cover. Center. Okay, then we can add some padding. Okay, let's align the element to the bottom. And let's make the gap, let's make it 0. And for the description, yeah, we're gonna use the same font. I will be probably adding a text shadow. So all right. Yeah, this is the live site. Okay, so here we're gonna align items to the center. What is this? I don't think we need this element. And instead, we're gonna style it this way. Align items. Let's do stretch. Justify content to the end. And flex flow, column, and wrap. Perfect. And now we can first check those images. PDF, image tools. Okay, it looks nice. It's gonna be cropped, so that's really not ideal, to be honest. So let's add that here, data background, category banner. Okay. Yeah, we should add the URL. All right, so I need to probably do it the other way around. Put the URL here. All right, so it's not working. So let's just do it more cleanly. And let's remove this. Let's remove the headings margin bottom. Let's increase the size of the P1. Maybe we can adjust the line height to 1. Okay. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that it's cropped. So what we're gonna do is keep this ratio 2:1, and maybe we can top. Maybe this is good enough. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna force the color here to be white. And here we said top. And let's look at this. What if instead of just doing top, we do like 10%? Does it work like this? Yeah, you can put it here. So 10% is better than this. I mean, barely better. So let's do 10%, and we're gonna give it maybe a tiny bit more room. So something like this. Okay, I think this is the maximum we can do. Let's increase this. Okay. The text is really not visible enough. I mean, we could maybe like add a background to it. Let's see with, we already have a text shadow on it. Let's add another one. So 0 pixel by 0 pixel by 15 pixels. Yeah. Yeah, this puts a little bit more emphasis on the title. So let's add this to the text shadow. All right. And probably increase the size of this of the heading. Let's do 5. And this one 1.7. Okay, looks nice. And here we're gonna add a link for each category. Okay, so home page. We're gonna add a link here. Link to category. And let's see if this, let's import link. Okay, not bad. We're just gonna make it, I don't know what the color was. Was it subdued text color? Just text color. Okay. So let's do just color inherit. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so let's commit everything we've done so far. So we have generated all the images. For the categories. Improved layout for categories. All right. Next. So now we're going to remove all of this and we're going to add maybe a button called All Tools and put the search bar and maybe the manual I mean, like, how is it called? Dark mode and light mode switch. Let's search about that. Manual. Is it possible in JS to override the dark mode, light mode setting of a web page? It should affect the CSS automatically and media queries as well. Yeah, this affects the media query, but we wanted to. This is very interesting. Does this mean that our CSS, like the CSS parser, uses this custom function from the JavaScript to detect the current color scheme? Yeah, but this is not what we want. All right. We're gonna look into that later, but we know that there is an option to do that. But for now, we have committed everything, and now we needed to focus on the header. And the header is it here? Yeah. All right, so let's ask Claude Code to make these changes. It really makes us lazy, to be honest. Like I could just do it myself, but let's ask Claude Code. So for the site's header, it should display the logo, a search. Should we put a search button or a search field? Let's do two different things. For mobile, it should be a button, and for desktop or laptop, it should be a field. But when you type on that field, what should it do? Should it open a dialog? Maybe it should open a model. Yeah, a search field for desktop, a search icon for mobile, a color scheme toggle switch, dark mode, light mode, default to the browsers, default to the system color scheme. Okay, when the search icon is clicked or a character or an input is injected in the search field, instantly open a model showing the search field with the corresponding search results. Display these results in the model. Should we make the model full screen? For mobile, yes. For desktop, no. The model should be full screen. The model should have a close button. Okay. And here I also wanted an all tools button that redirects to the home page. Right now we're using like material symbols for the icons, but ideally it would be nice to switch to like an icon set that uses pixel art. So, but that's not like a priority right now. So let's do this. Um, check the home page for how the search feature should be implemented. Okay. All right. We should probably also generate a big banner image here, but let's leave that for later. For now, while it's doing this, updating this, what we should do is So I will at some point trigger a new batch of tool generation. I mentioned before that we want to limit the number of tools that are displayed here, maybe to 8, and then add a more tools button next to each category. But at the same time, it would be really nice if the HTML of this homepage actually contains the full list of all tools. So all the cards. So maybe we can hide them with CSS and add the more tools button here. So I'm not really sure about that because the reason why I want it to be in the HTML is really that when you do that, it's gonna be even more easy for Google to find those pages. And like again, this whole project is trying to leverage SEO. So that's why I'm really thinking extra about these details. QR code generator, nice. That's really nice. Error correction. Yeah. I mean, uh, is this really necessary? Oh, I didn't hear the tools. Is this really necessary? Once again, I'm gonna go through them later, but yeah. I will also like maybe add like something where um, when you're searching, um, it would be nice to have like a selection attribute on these elements, and when you press on your keyboard, well, I mean, at least when you press enter, it automatically will select the first one. Okay? This is nice. Ah, this is automatic. Okay. Light mode, dark mode, automatic. Okay. All tools. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. You see here, the search is weak. Let's random gen. Yeah. You don't need to build, but it's fine. Improve the search. When clicking on enter, it should automatically pick the first result. The first result should automatically be selected, be highlighted, similar to hover. I mean, I'm not gonna waste time asking it to do like, well, we can like use the up and down arrows to like scroll through these tools. For the search model specifically, add support for up and down arrows to navigate through to navigate or select a different highlight a different tool, improve the search feature. So for example, here we have ranges. Okay, so it's searching both within the title and the description, which is nice. For the search feature, when you get an input containing different words, multiple words, don't do an exact match. How can I call it? Consider the space character as an or, not an and. No, actually it should be considered as an and. Search for each word independently, meaning that while the space divider is an and, the words don't need to be consecutive. Make the search broader. Okay. All right. Um, nice. All right. Now I think I should focus a little bit um, um, on um, on the images, because that was a massive issue where the images are so heavy. Like each image is what? This is cached. Yeah, it's like 1.7 megabytes, which is huge. I'd love to use Cloudflare's like image transforms, but the issue is that it won't work locally. So I'm just thinking about this. Should we just like batch convert all the images to have an AVIF equivalent that is smaller too, because this is 120, so we can put 240 instead of 1,000 pixels wide. Can I use AVIF? So it's supported like widely for at least 2 years now. So all major. So this is fine. We don't need animated images. This is used by 0.1% of people. So yeah, I mean, we can assume that we can use it. Okay, so let's assume that we can use AVIF. So maybe you can run in the build script. We can maybe run a script that takes all the input images that we have in the tools folder, and well, because we're gonna have to treat the category images differently. So, okay. Oh, it has already finished. So I'm going to get back to that discussion. And now let's CSV viewer. I mean, this is beautiful. In like literally 2 minutes, you can achieve what used to take 30 minutes at least, an hour. Like you really 10x or maybe even like 100x your productivity with these tools. It's really crazy. So let's do CSV. Okay, so this here it didn't pick that up, but it's fine. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna ask it to do that change. Let me check the. So we said what? We said CSV JSON. So here you already see that it's it doesn't do the same mistake as before. So let's do, for example, PDF pages. All right. That's weird. Is it just searching for? No. Is it searching through the keywords? See, this is what happens when you don't look at the code. So how does it filter things? Okay, so tool name and tool description includes. Okay, no, so it's working. It's just that I haven't made those. Make the search feature of the homepage broad to replicate the same logic. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, maybe we can do like a tiny script that can convert the images fast whenever we want on demand, because we don't really need to do it manually. So PDF individual. Yeah, it's working. Indiv PDF. Perfect. So for now, let's keep it this way. It's close enough. So here, improved navigation bar and search functionality. All right. What next? So I was talking about the images. Show me a command that can take can take all images in a folder matching a criteria and convert them to AVIF plus resizing. Okay, so now time for prayer. Um, okay. Okay, so I prefer to not install something on the VPS. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a small JavaScript script. It's probably gonna use sharp to read those images and just convert them if necessary, of course. So yeah, just let's do this very quickly. I'm gonna create. Let's create a new conversation. Create a script under. Uh, should we put it under the skills? Just let's put it under app resizer.js. It should look up all images in public images tools, and for category images, images that don't have in their name, you should generate an avif version and store it there too. Only scan for PNG images. For non-category images, don't have the double dash, you should generate an avif plus downscale to 240 by 240 pixels. Let's do 256. Compress high while keeping a high quality. Only scan for PNG images. Skip existing avif. If an avif already exists, check the file's last modified time, and if the PNG is newer, regenerate its corresponding avif. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna add that script in package here. So generate or optimize. I wanted to create a script, not to do the thing. So optimize images. How is it called? Resizer. Right now it's in app, but it's fine. Yeah, so it's installed sharp. So let's cancel this. Let's reopen it. And let's save again. Should we do something like node, optimize the images, and then all right, so the next things that we're gonna do, like the website is pretty much ready. Like it does pretty much everything we wanted to do so far. Of course, I'm just gonna add new tools to it. But one of the things that we need to do is the images, the banner images. So OG image doesn't have it. Yeah, this is the home page. Yeah, we should definitely add yeah, we should definitely add meta tags to the home page. That's super important too. We should probably generate like a where's the image? Right here. We should make this image, but also make the image generator probably for the rest of the image too. Yeah, I didn't ask it to generate them, but fine. It's very it's not crisp at all. It's blurry. I don't know like how um I don't think it's just because it's downscaled. Yeah, I mean it's actually blurry. So maybe the script was compressing too much? Can we select at least the cover? Check if avif exists. So avif, effort, chroma subsampling. So let's look at this. Here we have avif, quality. Yeah, maybe we can. I feel like it's also like the resizing. What's the default algorithm it's using? Um, so this is the default, which usually is good. All right, so let's start by just improving the quality. Let's put it at 100. And let's look into that. So let's do npm run optimize images. Let's remove those images. So rm public images tools and everything that ends with avif. And let's rerun the optimizer. It still looks like so blurry. Is it just me? Yeah, it's extremely blurry. Of course, if I downscale it by 2, it looks like this, but still, it feels like I'm missing something. Is this the issue? Let's remove this. Um, you know what? Maybe we can just try until it's lossless. So the AVIF images are much smaller. So from 1,300 kilobytes to 61 kilobytes, which is 21x smaller. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I see the image improved. I feel like it's not enough. Or maybe actually it's because, maybe. No. Maybe it's because my screen, like I'm zooming it in for the stream. Because look, if I take this URL, I put it here. Let's pick a local one. Okay, it's really just me. So let's undo what I've done. Let's do something like this, and that's it. Yeah, here the IVIF is 500 kilobytes instead of 3 megabytes. 500 is quite a lot, to be honest. But let's leave it. All right. So now we just need to update our pages to use .png. They should now use avif. For the logo, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, this is the original. Should we just do a replace? And we keep like the original image stored there. So this is all handled because we've made the replacement directly in the tool card element component. So let's refresh this. This is the header. Ah. Okay. Let's think about this. What I'm thinking about is, so this is already good. Choose an avif, which is perfect. So I'm thinking, because it's going to become nonsensical for the LLM to start doing things like put here an avif despite the run optimize images not run yet. So what I'm gonna do, I feel like it's every single tool is gonna have a we're gonna add a file. So every single tool is gonna have a new file here, or just in the tool.js, we're gonna export something like export tool definition or tool tool info. And here we can have things like that. Okay, so I'm going to change the skill first. So tools.js. Okay, are listed. Okay, and here we have tools.js. So we're going to move this down here. Add the tool in the tools file by importing tool info as something from tool.js. Okay. And um, so there's a tool.js. Tool.js should also export a tool info variable. Keywords. Let's just copy this one. Okay. So let's check that we modified everything properly. Create a new categories. This is the banner. Add the tools. Okay. Okay. And now I'm gonna ask it, let's go back to our massive conversation for the tools.js file should not define the tools directly. Instead, it should import them, import the info from each tool.js file. See explanation in tool creator skill. Then on the tools pages, there's a lot of things that I would like to modify. I'm going to create a new component called tool header. And this component is going to have an image, tool info.image, name, and description. Or maybe just tool info. Okay. And let's create this component. Tool header like this. This is not the right way. It should be like this instead. And this way it also makes things more robust for the future. So if we want to modify this, it's going to be much easier to just modify it once in this component, instead of modifying it everywhere, all the scripts, Tiny-Online.Tools, app, component, to header.jsx. All right. All right, let's import the breadcrumb component 2. We missed it, but it figured it out. Switch to using the component, and I'm gonna import tool info like this. By feeding it the tool info object. Okay, so because this is gonna require a lot of changes, so let's make sure that we're doing it right. What's the change here? Nothing has changed in this file. So why is it? Yeah, no changes. Okay. So let's commit what I've done. Here the resizer. Here the tools icon. Yep. All right. So let's commit. So let's commit the resizer script we've made. All right. And now let's launch this. Switched to using a tool header component for more flexibility. And specifically here, we're gonna do that replace PNG to evif. I'm going to recommit it directly. All right. Let's push git push force. All right, so we're gonna let it cook a little bit. I think we're pretty much done for today's live vibe coding session. What we have done today is we have checked and verified everything that the LLM has generated, that Claude Code has generated, all the tools that it has generated. and we have verified that we're working well. We made some corrections. We made this category banner generator. You see here, there's some little glitches because of the AI, but it's fine. People will be understanding. We have added this search bar, which works really well. So next time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably ensure that this works. So make sure that didn't respect what I told it to do here. Yeah, this will need to be changed, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. So we're gonna double check that these modifications are handled properly. We're gonna also work on the banner. So we're gonna generate one banner for the website, for the homepage, and that banner is gonna show up on social media when the site is shared. Also need to add meta tags on the homepage, but then we also need to generate like banners for each and every tool. So I'm gonna look into that, how to maybe implement something quick and easy to take the icon that we have generated for each tool and take that icon, put it on a banner of a specific size that matches the social media banner images. And we're going to put the icon, put the title, put the description, something like that. And that way, whenever a tool is shared, that banner is going to be generated automatically. It's going to be cached, and it should just work. So that's what we're going to do next time. We're probably also going to list a new list of tool ideas like this and do another batch of generating tools. And yeah, honestly, like I think the site is 80 to 90% done. I'm gonna go pull the changes that we're doing here and put them on the production server. And keep the production server running using the PM2 utility I mentioned earlier. And yeah, it's I mean, I don't remember exactly how many streams we've done. I think we've done something like uh 3 streams plus today. Today was probably like the longest I've done. Is it something like 3 hours? Yeah, we're gonna hit 3 hours, but we've generated this whole
We're gonna hit
website
3 hours,
these whole tools,
but
we've generated this
and
whole we've generated all of that under how much? Like 8 hours. So in 8 hours, we generated a whole website that killed I don't know how many tool websites. Of course, the distribution is the most important thing. It's what's gonna take more time. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna set up the Google Search Console. And yeah, so we're good for today. Thank you for being here, and wassalamu alaikum.